Hey now, ladies and gentlemen. Hey now. Hey now. Hey now. Hey now. Hey now. Hey now. Welcome to a Friday edition of the Line Talk 995. Talk995.com. Here we go, man. Good Friday and big weekend for everybody. Hope you are all going to have a lot of plans. Going to go to church and hang out with some family and all that kind of stuff as you do on Easter weekend. No John Bird today, at least until 1 o'clock. He's going to be hanging out with Leland today, but he's still going to come in and do your John Bird plays the guitar as he does. I think it's the Eagles this week. Got you covered on that. He'll come hang out with us for the last hour. But in the meantime, a lot of stuff to talk about today. We got Damien's going to be coming in at 10:30, I believe, which usually equates to about 10:37. So ish, we'll get him at some point. I do want to say that this morning I was woken up at like 4 or 5 o'clock this morning by my wife, and she was completely freaked out, and I don't remember what she said that woke me up out of my sleep, but I was like, oh my God, what is it? And she was like, I was in your office. She was getting ready in my office because she didn't want to do it in the bedroom and wake me up. She's like, I'm getting ready in your office, and all of a sudden I hear this guy breathe like in my ear. I hear like a man breathing, like almost a sigh in my ear. And when I talk about she's flipped out, she is completely flipped out. And I'm like, babe, that's the mini fridge making that noise. It's not a man breathing in your ear. It's the mini fridge. She's like, oh my God, I'm so freaked out. And I'll be honest, when I first noticed that the mini fridge did that, because we haven't had it that long, it kind of freaked me out too, because it does sound like a person. I don't know if it's just whatever, like the compressor releasing air or whatever it does. I don't know refrigeration, but it makes this noise where it sounds like a person going, it's super weird. But it had her completely freaked out, which ultimately had her waking me up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I'm a little tired this morning, so you're going to have to work with me. I might be a little cranky. So let's bear with me. A lot to get through today. We'll make that happen. I'm kind of backed up on some stuff we've got the fallout from Pam Bondi. We've got the alien stuff I've been trying to tell you all about. We've got Hegseth ousting 2 more senior Army generals, which is kind of a big deal considering what we got going on. Donald Trump shredding NATO. We got election stuff leading up to the midterms, all kinds of stories and things and topics all over the place. So let's check out the Hey Now roll call and see who we got today on the early birds. I noticed Dixter coming in at 9:58. That is that's the first time I've seen somebody come in too early. He came in 2 minutes early, which is against the rules. So he doesn't fall in the early bird category, but if anybody's going to do that, it would probably be Dixter. Scott and Lisa, I believe, are the only 2 early birds for today, which puts in the number 1 spot for the Hey Now roll call none other than my man, Mark. Congratulations, Mark. Good job, buddy. Make sure you send us a cover song. Remember, it's Cover Song Friday. We'll get that hooked up at 10:30. Cherry at number 2, Jay at number 3. Then you got Ron in Phillipsburg, Kansas with the Jays. Mark and Kim Rusty, Bubba Rumble, E, Heath, Maggie, Craig, Hippie with the J's, Dale, Lynn, Tracy, and Justin, and everybody. Hey now, hey now, hey now, hey now. Yeah. So glad y'all are here with us as we got a lot going on. I had people asking me, well, it's been asking me for weeks about Over the Line and the podcast. Like, what's the deal with that? I think I might have a date for us to be doing a regular podcast, which is possibly. I mean, the way it looks is it's going to be a week from today at 6 p.m. So, like next Friday at 6 p.m., we should have a regular podcast for you. But we may be doing stuff in the meantime. I don't know. We just put up last night a the full video of John Bird and I going to Pro South Wrestling over in Piedmont, where John Bird sang the national anthem and everything else. So the full edited experience is up on our YouTube channel and our Rumble channel as well. You can go check that out. It's about like 10 minutes long. It's like a 10-minute video, but it was everything we captured. I think you'll enjoy it. Make sure you go check that out, subscribe to our channels and all that. If you don't know how to find it, you can go to my website, andrewmclainwho.com. andrewmclainwho.com, and get all your stuff for the line and Over the Line. And I'll be remiss if I don't remind you about the 10-year anniversary of Jawbone Jam coming up May 15th. If you ain't bought your tickets, I don't know what's wrong with you. That's going to be at Iron City. There are still tickets available, which I'm surprised by. I'll be honest. I'm actually looking at Ticketmaster just to make sure I'm not lying to you about tickets being available. Yeah, tickets still available. You're going to have Brother Kane and Stone Horses and Cattle playing, and plus you get to hang out with us. It's going to be a good time. Thank you to the Knowles Group, by the way, always stepping up for our Jawbone Jams. He's helping us out, making sure this can happen. And then you've got a special thanks to Aqua Systems and Blakely's Bouquet for helping us celebrate 10 years of Talk 99.5. It's crazy. It's been 10 years because I remember the day it started. I was, I was still in Anniston when 99.5 started, but I came to Birmingham to the other station about, I don't know, it was like 2 or 3 months after 99.5 went live. And so I kind of got to thank 99.5 for, being a thing for me to even have advanced my career to ultimately end up here, because if it weren't for 99.5 starting and being successful, then I would have never moved from Anniston to Birmingham as far as radio jobs. Of course, I always lived here. I traveled to Anniston, but I would have never moved from an Anniston job to a Birmingham job had Leland not teamed up with Matt Murphy to come over here and start 99.5, because Leland's exit opened up the opportunity for me to get over here. And anyway, it all worked out. It all happens for a reason, right? Okay, 205-545-9950 will get you in, 545-9950. When we get back on the other side, I think we'll start with Pam Bondi. A lot of reaction coming out since yesterday. We talked a lot about it because it happened early in the show, and there was a lot of speculation as to why she was fired and how it happened and this, that, and the other. And so there's a little more clarification today than there was yesterday about what actually happened. We'll get into that and much more on this edition of The Line. By the way, in watching the Tiger Woods body camera footage yesterday, it came out that as the police were trying to, I guess, get him over there to do the field sobriety and all that, he was on the phone and they asked him to come over there, and he was like, he was, he was like, yeah, I was just talking to the president, which of course he's good friends with the president, but it comes off as, hey, Mr. Police Officer, I'm talking to the President of the United States. Surely you're not going to take me to jail. Or like, if you're in bad trouble, your first go-to is to call that one important person that you know. And so being friends with the president, you thought, well, surely the President of the United States can get me out of this. But Trump ain't going to get involved in that. I mean, even though he likes Tiger Woods, he's like, that would be the political scandal of the century. So I don't know. Maybe he didn't even talk to the president. Maybe he tried to call him and didn't get him on the phone or whatever. But I saw that and I was like, okay, Tiger. Okay, buddy. Anyway, we'll talk some about that when Damien swings by, which should be next segment. There's not a lot new to that other than just the body cam footage. 205-545-9950. We did have Pam Bondi release a statement yesterday afternoon. She said in her statement, she said, over the next month, I will be working tirelessly to transition the Office of Attorney General to the amazing Todd Blanche before moving to an important private sector role I am thrilled about and where I will continue fighting for President Trump and this administration. Leading President Trump's historic and highly successful efforts to make America safer and more secure has been the honor of a lifetime and easily the most consequential first year of the Department of Justice in American history. Since February of 2025, we've secured the lowest murder rate in 125 years, secured first ever terrorism convictions against members of Antifa, shattered domestic and transnational gangs across the country, taken custody of more than 90 key cartel figures, and won 24 favorable rulings in the Supreme Court. I remain eternally grateful for the trust that President Trump placed in me to make America safe again. So, listen, at the end of the day, and I've thought a lot about this over the past day, she did accomplish some good stuff, but if I'm just putting in perspective, and I think stewing on this over the past 24 hours is what's made me more happy than ever that Pam Bondi's gone, is the fact that, yes, you were out there getting the hardened criminals, which I appreciate, which are the cartel members and the thugs and the murderers and the, whatever. But the thugs and the criminals that are in power were really at the top of the list as to who we wanted you to go after. Because those are the people that have allowed this crime to fester, that's created this environment that's allowed these people the opportunity, such as the terrorists, the Antifa, the transnational gangs, the cartel figures. Those are the people that have allowed those individuals to do what they did. So if it weren't for the criminals in power, and you know who I'm talking about, I'm talking about key political figures, past and present. If it weren't for them, then these people would have never had an opportunity to do what they did and harm American citizens or harm the American people in general. You see what I'm saying? Like, you want to cut the head off the snake. And it seems that Pam Bondi had no interest in doing that. And the more I thought about that last night, the more I'm like, good riddance. Now, to who will replace her? Todd Blanche is there as acting Attorney General. Who knows how long that lasts? Donald Trump has a lot of faith in Todd Blanche, and who knows, maybe he sticks it in there for the long haul. I don't know. But Lee Zeldin is reportedly in the running. We've seen a few other names. I've actually got a list of my own that I think I'm going to give you later in the show that I think would be the top 5 candidates for Attorney General. Because I don't, while I'm sure Todd Blanche is all right, I don't necessarily just want to stick with him. I mean, I'm good with him in the meantime. I'm sure he'll be great and wonderful and everything else, but I kind of want to move on to a heavy hitter, to one that's going to go after these deep state operatives that have caused all these problems for America in the first place. And you know who they are. You know who they are. Now, with Todd Blanche, I did watch him on Jesse Waters last night, and he said that, these narratives about this, that, and the other, whether it's Pam Bondi and Eric Swalwell being friends and Donald Trump being disgusted by Pam Bondi or whatever it was. He's like, these are fake narratives. None of it's true. Pam Bondi's not friends with Eric Swalwell. And maybe he's telling the truth. Maybe he's not. I don't know. I feel like, and this is probably what a lot of you guys feel like, is that no matter how good the person is that gets put in the position, the swamp consumes them and prevents them from doing the things that not only we wanted them to do, but maybe even they wanted to do. I look at somebody like Kash Patel, for instance. Kash Patel was a guy that was out there writing books about American gangsters. He was talking about the Epstein files. He was putting out the information in interviews and podcasts that he knew. And he made it very clear, like, I'm MAGA, I'm America first, and these people, these deep state operatives, they are the real criminals, and that's who we need to go after. Well, then Kash Patel gets into the FBI as FBI director, and what do we got to show for it? Yeah, we've got criminals and, the things that Pam Bondi has listed off. And yes, I expect my attorney general and my FBI director to accomplish those things. So I don't want to diminish those accomplishments. But again, the head of the snake is still there. And if that's the case and we are not teaching those people a lesson, we will soon find ourselves back in this very same situation where we are fighting against transnational gangs and cartel members and murderers and thugs. Because these are the people that build up this environment. They're the ones that foster the environment, create the environment that these people thrive in through open borders, soft on crime policies, through all of it, through all of their policies. It breeds this crime. And so you got to take those people down. Todd Blanche is not going to do it. I'll go ahead and tell you now, especially if he is for real temporary. But who knows? The White House denied the Daily Mail's claims. And the only reason I brought this up, because I don't always buy into the Daily Mail, but the Daily Mail's the one that brought up that Pam Bondi was about to get fired and she got fired. I'm sorry. I take that back. Daily Mail's the one that brought up about Kristi Noem's husband. It was CNN and the New York Times that brought up about Pam Bondi about to be fired. But Daily Mail just had this big piece about Kristi Noem's husband. Then they come out and say that Bondi gets fired because of her ties with Eric Swalwell. So it's kind of like, well, they just recently got one right. Maybe this one's right, too. The White House says, no way, not true. We'll see. 205-545-9950. Jimmy and Mitchell in studio.
Hey now.
What'd you think about that Avril Lavigne coming in on that cover song?
It's okay.
I thought it was pretty good. It was from a listener.
Yeah, I don't mind Avril Lavigne.
I don't either. I think she's pretty good.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to her? Do you know?
I hadn't heard her name in a minute.
She's probably old by now, right?
I'd say probably early 40s.
Let's see. Where is Avril Lavigne now? As early as 2026, Avril Lavigne is actively touring,
Okay.
having recently completed a successful Greatest Hits tour.
That's good.
And she has returned to her pop punk roots and is focusing on her 8th studio album with new music released in early 2026. She also remains active on social media, updating fans from her travels.
That's good. How old is she?
Good for her. How old is Avril Lavigne? She's 41 years
40,
old.
I said early 40s, yeah.
Yeah, she's older than me.
Same.
I thought she was younger than me.
Nah, she just carries it well.
Mm.
She carries it well.
Good for her.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what she looks like right now.
Okay. Yeah. Hey.
YouTube. That's she looks about the same as she did.
Back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, you can't tell a big difference.
No, you really can't. Outside of the hair, I mean, yeah, she's aged well.
Good for her. So what's new with you?
Not much, man. Final Four.
I don't even
Coming
care.
up. Yeah,
Nobody
yeah.
cares.
I had a
about
feeling.
Final Four.
I told you, man. I had a feeling it could go that way.
All right. So here's once Tennessee lost, I just checked out. But I know it's UConn, it's Michigan, it's Illinois,
Yeah,
and it's
Arizona and Michigan play, and UConn and Illinois.
What's the deal with Illinois? Because that's Tony Gump's team,
Really?
Yeah. I hadn't really talked to him, so I don't know if he's keeping up with it or not.
They're big, man. They're big and they're physical. And they got a couple shooters out there. Like they are a well balanced team.
But are they the underdog out of the 4?
No. No. The betting odds tell you that they're number 3 behind Michigan and Arizona. They have better odds than UConn. They're actually favored against UConn by like 1.5. So I mean, it's essentially a toss up. I think UConn is more. It's more momentum just because of what they did to Duke and how they won that game.
Really?
But Dan Hurley, he's a psychopath, but he's a great coach.
Well, best of luck to him.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
I'm salty.
No,
it's fine.
And I tried to explain that, up until one Tennessee tried to establish physicality, and they realized the refs were kind of keeping it a little close to the vest, and they kind of overstepped their bounds. Like they wanted to impose their will physically, and then Michigan was like, okay, if this is the game that we're going to be playing, just understand we're about to make some shots.
Were a little too tight in that game early on?
Kind of, sort of. Like Tennessee,
they could have let
a few, but Tennessee did overstep a good bit.
If they would have just loosened their ties a little bit and said, let the boys play,
I still think it would have been a slow burn. Like it would have prolonged the process.
I would have rather been a slow burn than just what happened, because Peyton had to work that afternoon, and so we kind of watched the first half of the first half on the way to work.
Yeah. And
by the time I dropped him off, me and him both looked at each other and we're like, this ain't good. I was like, yeah, I'm cutting it off.
Yeah, it was like a 30-second timeout. You're only down by like 6 or 7. And then all of a sudden it turned into 18 points just like that. And it's like, oh, okay.
I think the downfall was the quick fouls that ultimately had Rick Barnes swapping people out.
Yeah.
And because of that, you just, you would think on paper, you're like, oh, well, you're putting fresh guys in. Well, it's not even putting fresh guys in when you're only 4 and 5 minutes into the game.
Right.
And so you're taking a guy that's just now getting used to the tempo and taking him out and putting in a new guy who has no idea about the tempo.
Yeah.
And
then Yaxel Lindenborg, man. He's the truth.
You should have just kept him in, and if they fouled out before halftime, screw it,
Nah, yeah, it was tough. It was tough. But that's the thing. That's how Michigan's been playing all season long. Like Yax, once he gets going, everybody else just starts to elevate. And they have some really good players around them too.
Yeah.
But it was, it happens. Because I picked Michigan and winning all of one of my brackets, so I'm feeling okay. I thought they were going to beat Florida, but Florida's not even going to be there. So
I had Florida and Tennessee in the championship.
that would have been intense. That would have been intense.
Yeah, it was. It didn't turn out well. I sent you a picture of Trisha's bracket, and I think hers is still intact. Let me see if I can find it real quick, and I'll tell you what her Final Four is.
I got 2 of the Final Four.
She's got UConn. Oh, she's got UConn versus Houston, Purdue versus Michigan. So,
okay, yeah. So
and then in the championship, it's UConn versus Michigan with UConn winning.
Hey, it ain't out the realm possible. Yeah, it ain't out the realm possibility. That's gonna be tough, man. I think it's gonna be 2 good games for the Final Four. But I honestly think whoever comes out of Michigan and Arizona, they're gonna win it all.
I had St. John's versus Florida and Tennessee versus Arizona.
Okay, so
in the Final Four.
So
I got one of the 4.
So you're rooting for Arizona, or would you rather Michigan go and win it all?
No. I hope Michigan crashes and burns.
That's tough.
I had Molly ask me that in the hallway because
really.
Yeah, she's like, your team. I saw your team lost to Michigan, and I was like, she's like, you one of those people that hopes Michigan wins it all, so it can kind of look good for you. I was like, no, I want them to lose in the most embarrassing fashion possible.
No, I understand. I get it. I respect it
because I still remember losing them. I told you the story when I
a couple years ago.
People were over at my house and I didn't know them, and they're like bringing in a piano or something, and I'm trying to watch the game and we're losing. Like I still wasn't over that, and so I had to relive that trauma.
Yeah, it was brutal. Like I said, it's one thing to get. It's one thing to have it happen the way that it did. Like it never even felt like you had a chance to even make it respectable anymore.
It's why I mean, as I get older, you've used your intensity, and I think you're in a different boat because you're a guy that's not like committed to a major program, being a Birmingham Southern guy. Like you're able to watch sports objectively.
Yeah.
I've never been that person.
Understandable.
I've been a homer through and through, and I used to let it run my life. And I've moved past that to where I have to keep Tennessee at a healthy distance emotionally.
Right.
But it still
weighs on you.
It still gets on me on the day of. Now, previously, like when I was working in, say, regular jobs such as in warehouses and whatever, dealing with the general public, it would really get on me because I knew I would have to go to work Monday and just get hammered by coworkers and hammered by customers and everything else. I don't deal with that here that much. I mean, they're like, Steve over in the sales department be like, what happened to your phones or whatever. But, it's not bad like it used to be. And so I think being disconnected from that lifestyle, it helps me cope.
I think I help you along the way as well, especially on the football side of things, because I can look at it very objectively. Like,
and you're one of the few people that's not a Tennessee fan that will actually cheer for Tennessee.
Oh, absolutely, and we'll say it. And again, I go back to 2022, and I went into the third Saturday in October. I said, hey, listen, this game was close if you want to believe it or not in 2021. It was the first year of Josh Heupel and the home runs that Hendon Hooker was missing. I was like, hey, another year in this system, they're going to click. And sure enough, to the tune of 52 points, it was, wow, okay. And then after that, you can see where Tennessee is starting to try to like build things out. So year by year, this game is going to be competitive, man. It's going to be.
I think that was the moment that I regained my emotional stability.
Yeah, because y'all were on top of the world. Y'all were number one again.
We accomplished something that throughout my entire adult life, it's all I wanted.
Yeah.
It was not national championships. It was not whatever. It was just beating Alabama.
Yeah.
And once we accomplished that, I felt like, okay, I can rest now.
Yeah.
My job here is done.
And then a couple years ago, like 2 years ago, you even beat Alabama with Nico at quarterback. Which is crazy. And in hindsight, I can't believe Tennessee did it.
I mean, we
Shout
beat
out to
them
Dylan Sampson.
2 out of the last 4. Is that right?
Yeah. That's why I say the game is different in Neyland. It's starting to trend towards Auburn, Alabama a little bit because I know what the Iron Bowl looks like in Jordan Hare. It's all of a sudden becomes close, and then they go to Bryant-Denny. It's, okay, this Auburn team shouldn't even be on the field with them.
Mm.
And then now I think y'all have closed the gap where it's at least competitive when y'all get back to Brian Denny. Y'all have a little bit more mistakes than like Joey Aguilar throwing a pick six this past season when y'all were going into the red zone. It's okay, you can't have these. Then those don't happen in Neyland.
Yeah.
And the fact that y'all have closed the gap with Georgia. I don't know what it is that y'all still can't get over it, but y'all have dwindled that gap to a respectable level. So that's why I look at Tennessee going into 2026 as one of the more puzzling teams because I know what it could be, but I also know it could be a lot worse. Like y'all are just, it's so hard to pinpoint. And because I do love Josh Heupel, I give him the benefit of the doubt of all times.
I think it seems like the past 3 years that's been the name of the game for Tennessee, which is we don't know what to expect.
Right.
And it was that way last year. It's going to be that way again this year. Like, who's our quarterback going to be?
That's the question.
We don't even know.
No, nobody knows.
It's freaking spring, and we don't know who the quarterback.
Yeah.
Same thing happened last year.
With Joey Aguilar, it's like, who is he? Like, who is this guy?
Nico, who was highly touted the year before that.
Right. And then you had Joe Milton and
what was the answer from Wikipedia?
It was Joey Aguilar's Wikipedia.
Oh, okay. Hope he's doing well.
No, he is.
So I don't know. It's nothing I even need to worry about.
No,
now.
yeah, because we're Stallions fans and we're 1-0.
That's right. Stallions fan. By the way, I thought next week was our home opener.
2 weeks.
And you're telling me 2 weeks.
April 18th.
So we've got week 4 is when we're at home. That's not fair.
Yeah, it does stink.
That means the rest of our games should be home games.
I think the rest, all but one, I believe. Yeah, we're getting all our road trips early on. They're trying to hit us with a little bit of adversity, see how we're going to operate, because they know how crazy we get in protective. So when they bring it back home, it's going to be game on.
Well, hopefully that will work out in our favor. What do you think? Well, I tell you what, let's take a break. We'll talk about it on the other side, because what I want to see this season with the Stallions is a very successful and very full protective stadium.
Okay.
I don't know what it takes, and we've talked about it before, but I really, really want to see that.
Okay.
And I'm going to do my part. I'm going to go. And I don't know if the Stallions want to be like, give me, 1,000 tickets to give away or something like that.
You'll work with them.
Like, we got to do something.
Help me help you.
Like this Gucci Mane concert, great idea. Maybe the following week, get a different genre.
Yeah.
Bring in Florida Georgia Line.
Oh, now hold on.
Have Creed do the halftime show.
Hold on now,
Garth Brooks, Metallica.
They bring Florida Georgia Line in. You know what I'm there for.
What if they said, Damien, if you can promise us you will pack protective, we'll bring Florida Georgia Line. Do you think you could do it?
Oh my God! Like listen, man. I just want some money on Wheel of Fortune. Like,
you'll buy all the tickets.
I will buy.
Fill them up with cardboard cutouts if you have
to. Like we gonna pack that thing.
All right, 205-545-9950. Quick break. More with Damian Mitchell on the other side. Hang tight. All right, so Birmingham Stallions, how do you feel? How do you feel because that's the big thing. I don't really care about talking about the X's and O's of it.
Yeah.
But how do you feel the crowd's going to turn out?
I think it'll be good. I think Gucci Mane is a good draw, game one. Also, it's the one thing the UFL has always kind of in any spring league, you run the risk of going against, like the Masters weekend. You go against, like March Madness coming up this weekend. Easter being on Sunday. You got Mother's Day coming up on the calendar as well. Like it's an unfortunate situation to be in, but again, when you don't go in there trying to put up NFL numbers, you kind of know where you need to be. I think it's something that's sustainable. We had a discussion on Jocks yesterday about just kind of the broadcast and what they can do to kind of keep eyeballs on it. You get like the access that you get in between, having an offensive coordinator kind of, calling the play out and then having the broadcast guy kind of break it down for you and then having in-game interviews with some of the players and things like they're doing a good job. And
I think that part's great. Yeah, the
I love
TV side of it.
Exactly. I think it's educational. So as far as putting people in seats, you have to account, some things you have to account for is kind of the weather in a lot of these areas. Like St. Louis has the benefit of having a dome, and they're the only draw. So like for us, when you look at the proximity to downtown, one protective, kind of where it's at, it can be difficult at times. But also, I mean, we pack it out for other events as well. So it's, to me, I love football. So like I'm always going to find myself in protective any way I can. But you kind of have to look at the schedule of kind of just how everything operates, and you gotta be willing to give some ground because the UFL this week, what game is it? I think it's the Battlehawks and the Renegades. They moved the game to Tuesday to not even compete with the national championship game in basketball. So they're doing you can tell that they're at least trying. They're at least trying. So I think that us here in Birmingham, like we gotta have to meet them halfway because I do think because of the fact that we win, it helps that, more people show up to games and stuff. But, it's just the difficulty because it does get hot towards the end of the season. Like you're in the, beginning of June, end of May, it starts to warm up here. So, if you can get past all of that stuff, I still think the product is good. Like just because I love football. So I'm kind of I'm a different litmus test because if I can get in there, I'm going to be in there.
Yeah, it's a great product.
For sure.
I wish there was just somebody that had a bunch of money that would donate to the Stallions to get a halftime show every game.
Listen,
because I think the Gucci Mane thing will probably
it's good for a week.
And I think it will create a crowd that's probably the biggest crowd that the Stallions have seen.
Right.
But it's inflated. It's an inflated crowd because of him and not the game.
Yep.
And so what does the second half look like?
Yep. And what does week 6, week 7 look like when you just got ball? So hopefully, we're winning and things like that so people will keep tuning in because again, like I look at it, I like your thought process of, you may not be able to continue to have a guy, an A-lister kind of to the point of Gucci Mane, like, but who can you get, even if you have like a local band or like a local group have, we got 15 minutes, if they can find a way to give, like almost like a local band week to week to have more of just like the local appeal, local artists that can come on. I mean, there's different avenues. Yeah, you got to.
You got to do something other than 90s night or glow stick night or whatever.
Because I think the same thing with the Birmingham Barons. Like I've been to the ballpark on a Tuesday or Wednesday, and it's not the same as a Thirsty Thursday. Mm-hmm. Like they know like a Thursday is going to be there. Especially during the summertime, and then some of their weekend events where they had Jalen Milroe last year on a Saturday, and it was packed. So it's just kind of, what can you promote or what can you market to just week to week to continue to keep people showing up? And again, I think the product on the field is still top notch as far as what we're getting, especially for us in Birmingham. I think AJ McCarron being the head coach is going to be one of those things that keeps it rolling.
Yeah, and maybe the key is something like a Thirsty Thursday for every game. Maybe just a Thirsty Saturday.
Yeah, like
whatever day of the week, and do $2 drafts. And weigh it out. I mean, because first of all, you got to pay $10 for a beer there, and it's all in cans. They don't have draft beer, from what I remember, or maybe they do. I just don't remember. But if you did something like that, I think you could really pack it out. And if you just weigh the cost of you know, how much money would you actually lose
Right.
if you did $2 or $2.50 drafts compared to $10 16-ounce cans?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you lose a little more money, but maybe you don't. Maybe you break even because you sell so much beer.
Exactly. The quantity.
And that, you know, that seems like something small that you could do.
Right. It pays off in the long run.
Really pack the place out.
Right. Like imagine you go to the week 1 game, you got $2 beer, and then somebody tells somebody is like, hey, you know, week 3 they're gonna be back at Protective, man. It's $2 on Saturdays. Like, come on, like come to the game and you can pack it out. And
how can we get in touch with the people that run? Because that's not a Stallions thing. That's a Protective Stadium.
Right? Yeah.
So how do we get in touch with the people at Protective Stadium and say, just hear us out, try it, do it after the Gucci Mane deal, see how that turns out, and then start promoting the hell out of $2 draft beers.
Yeah.
And even get a small cup. You know, it doesn't even have to be a big cup. You know, bamboozle people a little bit.
And,
you know?
and listen, man, I will even cut down my talent fee if they want to have a meet and greet with Damian at halftime.
There you go.
I can give you 15 solid minutes of just jibber jabber and talking ball. Like, I got you.
Get a meet and greet with Wheel of Fortune's Damian Mitchell.
He said Wheel of Fortune.
Come on, cuz.
Hey, I'm a champion.
What else? Tiger Woods. Thoughts on Tiger Woods? Did you like how when he was on the phone and police were like, "Hey, you need to come up"? He was like, "Yeah, yeah, okay, I'll talk to you soon." But I was on the phone with the president.
Yeah, I mean,
hey, you know
that's
how
a mean pull.
When you really get in trouble, and
you got to call.
Your first thought is like, "Who's the most important person I know that could possibly get me out of this?"
Right.
You know, he really thought I can call Trump and he's going to get me out. Trump's not. He's not going to do. I don't think he can do anything about it.
Like,
you know.
At that point, I mean, I think it's a flex. Like, it was a super flex. I was like, oh.
But he thought maybe that the cops would be like, oh, dang, you know Trump, and then it would distract them from, and then they'd be like, well, we'll just write you a ticket for reckless driving.
Right. Like, had he, you know, been asleep at the wheel or something, or had he kind of veered off or an improper change of lane, maybe so. But when you flip over, it's, you know, hey, dog, like, hey, this is serious.
But Tiger Woods is the GOAT. What do you think should happen to him?
Should?
What do you think should happen to him legally, or what should he do next?
I mean, he's got to go to rehab.
Yeah.
100%.
And take it seriously.
Right. Like, that's the thing. Because, man, I just watched the Lamar Odom documentary about, you know, like
the death and life of Lamar Odom. I've been wanting to watch that.
That's the path that he could go down. So it's like, hey, brother, you got to take this serious. But also, he's Tiger Woods. Like,
well, that's
who's
the point I made.
To him? Like,
and the falling into addiction, especially with pain pills and stuff, when you're a celebrity and you've got an issue like his back
who's
issues,
going to tell Tiger Woods no?
You go to the doctor, they're going to give you whatever you want.
Right.
And so it kind of puts you in a position where you're never told no. And I don't know. I personally love Tiger Woods. I mean, I hate it for him. I hope he gets the help he needs. But
also, that's still a flex, though. It's like, hey,
it kind of is.
Yeah, like, you know, like I was on the phone with the president, y'all.
I appreciate it, buddy.
Absolutely.
See you soon.